Hi, everybody. My name's Sonya Nace. I work with Penn State University Extension through the 4-H program. I'm here to talk to everybody today about embryology and what we do in our 4-H program with our embryology school program. So, Mrs. Nagel, we're here to take a look at the incubator. So this is the incubator that we brought from Penn State. The incubator that we have has a digital thermometer. It also will tell you the humidity inside the incubator. And the humidity is really important, so the inside membrane inside the egg can transfer oxygen and carbon dioxide in and out of the egg. So inside the incubator, we are going to be taking temperatures. So there's also a thermometer here. We also have a thermometer here. This thermometer will help us make sure that this one is correct and sort of be a check and balance. The incubator is really easy to use. This is the heating mechanism. This is where the heat is created, and there's a blower motor in here, so a fan blows all the heat around. And this is the mechanism that contains the thermostat. Inside the incubator, we have a screen, and so we're gonna lay all the eggs on top of this screen. So whenever you turn the eggs, they're gonna stay on the screen. They won't be placed anywhere else. And you've already put some water in here because you've been testing the incubator, so great job with that. But we do have a water tray, and this water tray will help that humidity stay high enough to keep the membranes moist inside the eggs. We have to make sure that there's always enough water in the tray that it never goes dry, because if it goes dry, our embryos may not be viable anymore. So we're gonna add some more water in any of the channels that are here. And you can just fill them up, especially over the weekend when there's no teachers here. So we're going to be talking about embryology. So the embryology is the study of the beginning of life. And what we're studying now is leghorn chickens. Our eggs that we actually have are leghorn chicken eggs, and they're a white egg. And a leghorn chicken is a large-bodied, white feathered chicken with a red comb and wattle. And the comb is on top of the head and the wattle is under the chin. That's a pretty clear sign that you're dealing with leghorns. Leghorns are really the most popular chicken for farming in the United States because they are easy to grow and relatively easy to hatch their eggs. This is typically the egg we would find in the grocery store. So the difference between the grocery store eggs and the eggs I have here for our program is the ones at the grocery store are unfertilized, meaning there has never been any reproduction with male and female, hen and rooster, to produce an embryo. So the fertilized eggs that I have here today have an embryo already starting inside of them. The embryo is about on day 1, so we'll show some charts later about what a day 1 or 2 embryo looks like. It'll be amazing the amount of growth that happens in just 21 days. So the fertilized egg comes from a hen. So here is Henrietta. Henrietta is my friend and travels all over the county with me seeing kids. Henrietta is our pretend chicken. Now, like I said, a leghorn chicken would be white. However, this one is brown. So not an actual representation. Her body is meant to produce eggs. So her job in life is to produce eggs. About 1 egg every 23 hours comes from a leghorn chicken. They can produce about an egg a day for about 4 or 5 years of their lifespan. So that's a lot of eggs. In Pennsylvania, we have a really high production of eggs. So we have a lot of egg farm facilities. When Henrietta is by herself, her body's going to produce an egg every day anyway. But these eggs are unfertilized. This is what you would find in the grocery store. Then, if we introduce a rooster, so we have the rooster, they're usually a little more fancy, maybe not quite as fancy as my friend here. So when the male and female come together, we get a fertilized egg. We're going to do what's called candling, and we'll take a really bright light and we'll shine it through the egg. And whenever we shine it through the egg, it'll illuminate what's happening inside the egg. We'll be able to see the shadowing of the embryo moving around. We'll be able to see where the yolk is. A lot of times we see the embryo jump whenever the light turns on. We'll be able to see their beak hopefully open and shut, getting ready to start those pipping sounds and the chirping sounds we'll hear as they start to hatch. And after 21 days, we'll be able to see the growth through candling. On the 21st day, hopefully they start to hatch. So, are you ready to put the eggs in?
Yes.
Okay, so what I have a dozen eggs here for you. So we have put number 1 on this egg and an X on the opposite side. So we're gonna start off by making sure all the numbers are up. So this will be egg number 2. with an X on the opposite side.
Are they allowed to touch?
The eggs actually are best if they're touching, because then they can share that warmth. I wouldn't expect all of your eggs to develop into chicks, because in nature, most of the clutches of eggs that a hen would lay, there is typically 1 or 2 that would not be viable. And so the embryo would stop developing at some point. So expecting a full hatch of a dozen eggs isn't naturally realistic.
Okay.
So it's good that the students know that, because there's a realism that nature's really involved here. We could do everything perfectly right, and for some reason there could have been a virus or a bacteria that gotten into the embryo, or it could be genetic. Something happened to the embryo that we just won't know about. So the eggs are here. They're all labeled, ready to go. So we'll put the lid on. The incubator will come up to temperature. Right now it's cooled off a little bit just because it's about 83 degrees because we had the lid off. So we're gonna make sure we have all of our thermometers in place, ready to go. And there we go, we're on our way.
Excellent.